Okay. Welcome to All Things Apple. We've got 3 presentations tonight, and we're going to go ahead and start with Joe Dietz.
Okay, I got a couple things to show you tonight. One of them is kind of neat. In some of the latest operating system, Apple has done some neat things. When you get a picture, you can figure out what it is or where it is or even what's in it. So what I'm going to show here now is I found a picture of some food that I thought looked really good. And I thought, I wonder how I can make that. So let me show you how we can do that. And I'll be showing my picture from the iPhone, and then I'm going to have to do some screenshots because some of the processes don't go through the Zoom. So let me share my screen.
We see it.
Joe, are you going to make this for us as we watch?
Yes, it's a small fee. It's only $10 a spoon.
It's going to bring that for snack for the tech night.
Okay, here's a picture of a dish. It looks like it's macaroni, tomato sauce, maybe some Italian sausage, and probably some parsley and some other stuff. But if you look down here at the bottom of the picture, you'll see a little icon. It's that little icon tells me that Apple is recognizing this. So the next thing, if you got a picture on your phone of some food, just go to that. And once you get to the picture of the food, just take your finger and swipe up, and you'll get a screen that looks like this. And see, it says look up food. It recognizes that this is food, and it gives you a little more information about when the picture was taken and the name of the picture and so forth. So once you tap on the word food, you'll get a screen that looks like this. And here's a half a dozen different possibilities for that dish: creamy goulash, easy goulash, American chop suey, one pan homemade hamburger helper, and several other possibilities. And then you tap on one of those, and it'll take you to Google and give you the ingredients and some information about how to put this together. I just thought that was a pretty neat little thing that they do, and everybody has the option of doing that. So again, you find a dish you like, swipe up, tap on food, and you'll get some possibilities. This same procedure works with if you got a picture of a plant or a flower or a dog or a landmark. You can swipe up and gather more information about it. Okay. We get out of that. Jan, what are you laughing at?
I've made a picture of a watermelon cradle that somebody had made and looked it up, and it told you how to do it.
All right. That's good.
That's my kind of cooking.
Great. Next thing I wanted to do is talk about sharing albums. A lot of times when you go on a trip, you take a lot of pictures, and you may want to share them with somebody maybe on the trip or some other friends. But, you took 500 pictures. I don't think they really want to see all 500 of them. So you'll pick a dozen or so, and you put it in an album, and then you can share it with somebody. When you do that, they can see what's in the album. They can add pictures to the album, and then whoever you're sharing with can see both sets of pictures. Whoever's in charge of the album can take pictures out, but nobody else can take pictures out unless they put them in. Yep. So it's kind of a neat little trick. And what I'll do here is you got to make sure that your phone is set up properly for this. And so if you want to follow along with me, I'm going to go to my settings. And once I get in the settings, I'm going to tap on my profile or your name at the top of the screen. And then I'm going to go down to where it says iCloud. And incidentally, once I get done talking about all this, I will put a procedure on in the chat room that you can download. So now I'm on this page. I go to my photos right here. I tap on that, and then I'll scroll up. And down here, in order to do this, this needs to be toggled on so it shows green. If it's not green, then you will not be able to share albums. Okay. Let me get out of this. And I'm going to go to my photos. And I'm going to the albums. And when you've got a screen like this, where all your albums are, in the top left-hand corner, you're going to see a plus sign. And I'm going to tap on the plus sign. And you can see here, it gives me two options. One to make a new folder or do a new shared album. So I'm going to tap on shared. And then I'm going to give it a name. I'll just call it practice just for the heck of it. And then I will tap up here on next. And here's where I put the name of the people that I want to share the album with. I'm going to type in Brookie. And I'm going to type in another friend of mine. So now you can see when I create this album, those two people can see what's in it. They're basically looking at my photos, but that's the only thing I can see is what I put into this album. And once I've done that, up here, I'm going to tap on Create. And now you can see right here, Practice is created by me. And I'm going to open the shared album. Oops. Oh, let me back up here. I'm going to go back to my photos. Go to my recent photos. And I'm going to select some pictures. This one, I'm going to hit on select and grab some pictures. And there I've got several pictures selected.
This meeting is being recorded.
Okay. And once I get my pictures selected, I go down to the bottom of the screen and tap on share. And then I go up, scroll up, and you can see here I can add it to an album or I can add it to a shared album. So I'm going to click on that. And then I can decide which one I want to put it in. And I'm going to put it in this one called Practice. Let's see. Oh. And I'm going to add it to the practice. Okay, something glitched on me. Shared album. So anyway, I've added them to the shared album. And now that I've done that, Brookie and Tim can both go into their photos, open their albums, and they'll see the shared album. And there'll be one in there that would be named Practice. So they can open that and look at all the pictures that I let them see. And they can download them if they want. They can add some pictures to the folder and go from there. So it's a pretty neat way. And I've got a little script here that's got all the details on how to put things in it, and how to delete them, how to erase them, and so forth. So I will add that to the chat room in just a minute. Just a nice way to share photos with your friends. Sometimes you want to send them some pictures. You try to do it by your email, and you just pick about 10 pictures, and your email says, "Oh, that's too big." So you can share this album, and they can go right to them. Okay. Anything else? Any questions on that? Again, once we get moving along here, I'll add this to the chat room. Okay, I'm going to stop sharing, Ricky.
Okay. Thank you so much, Joe. Any questions for Joe? Okay, let's move over to Kirk. It's all yours.
Can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay. As you mentioned, Brookie, macOS Sonoma has something like 175 new features. Let me share my screen. I'm just going to go through some things. I'm going to show a real quick video because they do a better job than I can do in 10 minutes or so. But let me share my screen with you here and see if you can see my screen. Can you see it?
We can.
Okay. You can't see any of the widgets though, right?
No.
One of the things that's new with Sonoma is widgets. So I took a screenshot. Can you see that?
Mm-hmm.
These are not live because it's a screenshot, but they're just minutes old because I set this up with calendars I like, temperature. These are quick do things like I can click and get a brush teeth timer, and it will tell me when 2 minutes is up, it will beep. I can run Time Machine from this little widget, which is the Mac automatic backup system to a hard drive. I can erase something. I can clean up screenshots. I can email myself something. It's time for a break. A timer will go off. I can open Libby, the reader from the libraries use it. I can open that because it knows that I use that a lot. I can text someone the last image that I saw on the screen if I see something fascinating I think they might be interested in. So this is a whole category of widgets that you can build and self-design and leave them on your screen and choose what you want. And then I've got Apple News chosen. I've got science category, how do animals see the world, all kinds of things, and then thousands of flights delayed because of the weather, and that's top stories. And then on here it tells me how much today, how many hours I've been using this Mac. Well, I've been working a lot on the newsletter today, so that's why that's there. But these are widgets that are new. Can you see these widgets?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. These are traditional widgets that have been around for quite a while, years. You click on your clock and they appear, and you can also use these. You can turn them off. You can mix and match, whatever you want. I find since these are on the desktop, the new widgets with Sonoma, these over here, I use these a lot more. And they're always in the background, and I can turn off the ones I don't like, add more ones I want, and it's very much like an iPad or an iPhone. You drag one to the desktop and you tell it where you want to go, and it locks into space. So you build your own widgets. But that's a huge difference with Sonoma. You have your traditional widgets over here vertically that you can build on, but you also have them over here on your desktop that you can do whatever you want with them. It's much more Sonoma, macOS Sonoma is much more like iPad OS, which is the iPad operating system, and iOS, which is the iPhone operating system. You click on your Apple menu and you come down to your menu under the Apple. System settings has replaced system preferences. Can you see this?
Yeah.
Okay, these are all my choices. Software update no longer has a slot in here. It's under general, just like on the iPad and the iPhone. So they've made it a lot more user-friendly. If you're used to iOS, you can learn macOS very easily. There's not a whole, it just transitions one to the other. So all your little settings, preferences, properties are right here, and now they call them system settings. Safari has quite a few changes. I typically use Firefox just because for me it's faster. But Safari has some new changes. For example, here's the new CKCS website. it's not open yet. It's not available. They're not going, it's going to be live in December. Is that right, Brookie?
Yes, we're going to preview it at the holiday party.
Okay. Well, let's say this is the actual website. And let's say I want to bookmark this. Well, I can bookmark it, but I can also put it down on my dock, which is new. So I'm going to go up here, go to File, and I can come down to Add to Dock, and I'm going to call it CKCS website, Add to Dock. And it throws it down on the dock down here. Can you see this little N? There's a little down on my dock, a little launch bar thing down here. It puts an N. And as I use it more, it will color it in. Well, I've also got the National Weather Service out of Louisville. I've got the Washington Post. So that's pretty cool. That's brand new. I can just throw it down on the dock. I just can click on the dock and click on that icon to open it. I don't have to do anything else. Something else, I like to follow the plant hardiness zone map. Well, for the first time since 2012, the USDA has come out with a brand new map. It puts almost all of Fayette County in zone 7A rather than zone 6B. It's a major change. It's hotter here. So I'm going to put in my zip code. This is just an example of when I plant stuff, I always look at this map to see if my plant is Lexington. That's my zip code. Click on it. Okay, goes to it, and I'm going to zoom out. Everything except northern Fayette County is now in 7A, which means the average winter low should be between 0 and 5 above. And they've changed that. But you can put your zip code. I'll give you this link if you want it. But it's pretty cool because we used to be up here with Scott County, Bourbon County. This is all 6B, eastern half of Madison County. But now we're in 7A because it's warmer here. So we're basically where London, Corbin, and northern Tennessee used to be. We're now in a new zone. But I want to send this to my doc because I refer to this quite a bit, and I put in zip codes and stuff around here. You can go back, go out, and you can look at the map, and it's totally changed. It's fascinating. First time since 2012 that they've actually updated it, and you can see a lot more plants that used to didn't survive here now do survive. So I'm going to go to File, and I'm going to come down to Add to Dock. And I'm going to scrape, this is way too long. I'm just going to say, get all of that, get rid of, I'm just going to say 2023 plant hardiness zone, add it to my dock, and it's right here. And I can click on that, and it will automatically open up Safari and go to it. But it's pretty neat to look at these differences. The southern Kentucky also down there is warmer too, and they've changed some of those. So if you're interested in that, if you plant a lot, and of course you have to watch what you plant because some of the stores have no idea what the zone is here and they just accept all kinds of stuff. So you look at, we're now in 7A rather than 6B, which we used to be. 6B goes from 0 to 5 below in winter is the average low. We've been bumped up to 0 to 5. And I live here on the south side of Lexington, and it goes all the way, keeps on going all the way to the state border down. So it's fascinating how they've changed all this. First time since 2012 they've updated it. But if you want that, it's kind of neat. Here is, real quickly, I'm going to show you, I was going to show you something else. This, for some people, this really doesn't matter, but for others, it really is important. They've added wallpaper and screensavers, and they've added quite a bit. Just a bunch of them, 61, and they've taken some from Apple TV. Scotland, the Grand Canyon, Patagonia Mountain, Iceland Lake, China Paddy Field, and they move when you're not using your Mac, and when you are, it becomes the wallpaper desktop in the background. Scotland Castle, Scotland Coast, and you have to download these. They're sitting there ready for you to download. And then they've got London I think they've got Paris. There are 30 cities in here where a drone flies over and it's slow. When you're not on your computer, it slowly moves over. And then you've got the Earth, like from space, the Southern Lights down by Australia, all kinds of pictures down here, stuff. So it's kind of cool, and that's just one thing. But can you see this woman on the screen at all?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes.
Let's see if you can hear. I'm not going to play this whole thing, but she mentioned some things real quickly in a YouTube video.
A lot of new stuff. Safari has new browsing and privacy features, Messages has some good upgrades, and there's some crazy new screensavers. There's a high-performance mode for screen sharing, as well as better experiences for notes and PDFs. But what's probably most exciting are the new features for widgets, video conferencing, and gaming. We're going to go over all of that stuff in this video, so be sure to hit the like button and subscribe if you like breadsticks, because all I can think about is the Olive Garden, and that's where I think I'm going to be ordering food from right now. Anyway, moving on. First, let's check out these new screensavers, because these are just so cool. First of all, the login screen has been redesigned with the date and display up on top. So it kind of feels like your iPhone lock screen now. So you can see that they've moved the login experience down to the bottom of the screen, and this clears the frame to feature whatever screensaver or wallpaper that you have. So these are the new screensavers. They're actually slow motion videos of imagery from different places around the world. And then when you log in, the video just seamlessly settles into the desktop wallpaper. It's pretty cool. I think I might stick with this Hawaii one. Now, Safari has now introduced profiles, so you can separate your browsing into different topics. You could have one profile for work, one for browsing, or one for gaming, or even one for planning a trip. Now, I really like this because your profiles will have separate histories, cookies, extensions, and favorites, and everything will go across all of your devices. You see, I have my two different profiles that I have here. So I've got my home and my work. So right now, when you are viewing Safari, you can tell where you're at in your profile.
So that's kind of cool. So I could create a CKCS profile, change the color of the background of Safari, and it would be on the Mac, it would be on the iPhone, and it would be on the iPad. So all my bookmarks would be right there for me.
Here we have work, and you can designate different colors so you'll easily be able to tell which profile you're in. This is pretty cool. Now, in Sonoma, you can also use Safari to make web apps. So with this, you can add your favorite websites right into the dock. And when you launch one, it's more of an app-like experience with a simplified toolbar. I'm a big fan of this feature. Now, messages we covered a little bit in my iOS 17 video, so if you haven't seen that yet, make sure to go check it out after this one. But we're going to take a look at messages here because I actually really use messages on my Mac a lot. So what's really cool is all of the live stickers that you make on your iPhone or your iPad, you can use here on the Mac. So this gives you the same little pop-up feature. So if I click into stickers, you'll see the ones that I made. And here we are. I'm going to send that to my sister Jenna. I think she'll enjoy it. What's this one? There we go. We sent her 2 stickers. Love to see it. Now, another new messages feature that I really like is catch up. So now you can easily jump to the top of your unread messages in group chats. Now, new in screen sharing, there's a new high-performance mode that uses the media engine and Apple Silicon to make remote access super responsive with low latency audio and high frame rates. This is a professional level workflow. So if you're a creator or a video editor, you can now access your content from anywhere. And you can even use Final Cut Pro or Resolve to edit it with ultra high definition. And this will give you a seamless workflow from wherever you are. This, of course, will require a pretty fast internet connection, and I'm pretty excited because I do have 2 gig up, 2 gig down, so this could be my future. Like, I definitely could see making a full video about this and incorporating some of this into my remote workflows. Now, in Notes and PDF, there's a new experience for reading PDFs right inside of Notes. You can just flip through the pages, and you can preview multiple PDFs inside the same notes. And then, when you're ready, you can continue working on your note in Pages just by going into the Share menu. All right, so now on to the features we all want to know about. You can now interact with widgets in macOS Sonoma and also place them right on the desktop. You can even use widgets from your iPhone on your Mac and vice versa. You can actually interact with these widgets, and they have the same larger weight design that we have seen with iPad OS. I mean, this looks so slick. Now, when you want to add a new widget, you just go into the newly redesigned library and you can browse through your available widgets. It's so nice. These widgets will automatically adapt to your desktop. The tint will change based off your background wallpaper. And when you see them next to the files, the system will automatically shift stuff around and make room on your desktop. So files and stacks wrap around the widgets, adapting to your available space. Another thing that I'm very excited about in the new macOS are the upgrades in video conferencing. Unfortunately, I mean, it's just a part of life at this point. I do quite a few conference calls every week, so these updates are pretty exciting. There's now some system-wide improvements to make video calls more functional and engaging. So now when you're sharing your screen, you can choose the new presenter overlay effect, and this will superimpose you over whatever content you're showing. This is great because if you're on a big call and someone is presenting, you might not always know who is speaking if you can't see them. So this lets you see the content and the person at the same time. There's also now some animated reactions for video calls as well. So without interrupting, you can send a heart or a thumbs up just by doing some hand gestures.
Okay, I won't be doing that. But I just thought it was, thought I should mention that. But it is kind of cool to be able to do that. And there are so many more changes. Of course, you have to, hold on. You have to have a Mac that runs them, but it's pretty cool to be able to do that. And there are a lot more, and I hope to show you more maybe in another meeting, because there's only so much time. And I think breaking it up with the video like that makes it a little bit easier. You don't want to hear me go on and on so much. I'd rather hear about Joe's goulash. But anyway, that's kind of an overview. Some of those you heard from Brookie too, when she talked about she's talked about some of those iOS, for example, things that are pretty cool. Well, all of that has come to macOS in Sonoma, so they're sharing a lot of technology among all their devices. Any questions? Okay.
Okay.
All right, Brooke, Brooke, before you go
Thank
on,
you.
I just want to tell everybody, if you go into the chat on your Zoom, you can find the handout on how to share an album.
Joe, I don't see it. Does anybody else see his? I have steps to identify people and pets. That's mine. But I don't see yours in chat. Anybody else see it in chat?
Look
Janet?
again.
I just see one now.
How do you share it out?
Yeah.
Shared II.
Once you type the name in, you have to send it.
Yeah, you have to send it. That's right.
So anyway, it should be in your chat room now.
It is there. It is there. So you've got 2 handouts in chat, and you can download those.
No.
Okay. Are we good? All right. So before I do my presentation, I'm going to go ahead and let's end recording at this point.